Hello YouTube, my name is Billy and welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're going to be making a pasta dish. It's cold outside and pasta is just good for whenever it's cold. So if you'll come over here to the stove, I'll show you what we're doing. I've got a large pot of water boiling that I've salted. Well, I'm bringing it to a boil so we can cook our pasta. And then I've got 5 Italian sausage links that I've divided about 2.5 in each skillet. I've removed the casing from that, and then we're going to brown the Italian sausage. And with this one, which is going to be mine, I'm going to make my sauce. So we're going to just go ahead and break that up and let it brown nicely. All right, then over here, for the beginnings of my sauce, I've got a pretty large can of diced tomatoes and just a small jar of tomato sauce. And I've taken the lid off and I've drained most of the liquid off of this, but I didn't do it all, so leave some in there. All right, now I've also got a jar of artichoke hearts. I'm gonna go ahead and take that and okay, we're just going to drain those. That's going to go in the sauce as well. Okay. All right, I've got 2 pretty good sized cloves of garlic, and I'm just going to snip the ends. By doing that, this wrapper comes off really nice and easily. See how easy that was? And then you don't get the really strong garlicky smell all over your hands. And it's just a lot nicer. Sometimes you have to snip both ends. I don't like smashing my garlic, I just don't. All right, and we're gonna take that and we're just gonna chop that up. I like to leave my garlic a little bit larger in bits. Now I've got a shallot bulb here, and same with the shallot. I'm just gonna snip just a small section of the end. Slice it in half. And then it just you just remove that outer layer, and it makes it so much easier just to peel it. And I also, as you can see, I don't throw away my grocery bags because they come in handy. I can put them in the sink. Are you videoing? Okay. And then when you're working with potato skins or any vegetable that you're peeling, or onions or garlic that have a little skin on it, you can go right in the bag. All right, we're just gonna slice the shallot up. And again, for me, I'm gonna leave them a little bit larger pieces. All right, we're gonna let that set for a minute. If you do work with onions and garlic a lot and you get the smell on your hands, just lather your hands with whatever soap you use, and then take your little stainless steel brush and just rub gently, not hard, and then rinse your hands. Your hands are clean and they don't smell. You can stop. Okay, once you have your sausage broken up and it's browned really good, I'm gonna go ahead and take my onion or my shallot. Dump that right in. And the same with the garlic. Okay, we're gonna let those cook down for about a minute. Just long enough for them to get hot and start releasing their flavor. These are non-stick skillets, so I don't have to add any oil. And as you can see, there's plenty of grease from the sausage, so we don't really have to add any oil or anything like that. Okay, after a minute, you can start to see that the onions are starting to caramelize, and the garlic, you can smell it. It's releasing its flavors nicely now. We'll give this one a little toss. Okay, we're going to start adding our tomatoes and artichokes. So I'm just going to add the whole can of diced tomatoes. Give that a nice little toss. Okay, now I'm going to start building up my flavors. I'm just going to get a teaspoon and my salt and pepper grinder. Alright, I'm just going to lightly salt. A little bit of pepper. Alright, and then I'm going to start with my rosemary because I want that to soften up. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon of the rosemary. Half of thyme. Half a teaspoon, of oregano. And I'm going to do a whole teaspoon of parsley. Okay. Alright, we're going to start work that around. Get everything incorporated. And let that cook for a minute. Let those herbs really start to release their flavor. You can see our water is boiling now, so we're going to go ahead and add our pasta. And I always like to give it a little toss right after I dump it in, just so I know it's not sticking or having a problem. All right. Okay, after about a minute, you can go ahead and do your artichokes. Just pop those right in. If they want to come out of the jar. There you go. Give that a little toss. Okay, now I'm going to take the lid for this pot and put that on there. I'm going to reduce the heat and just let it simmer until the pasta and everything else is done. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to make our own little garlic bread. And this is just plain. Well, actually, it's a really nice artisan bread. It's really thick and dense, about the same consistency as sourdough. So in this little bowl, I've got about half a stick of butter. We're gonna pop that in the microwave and let it melt. You want it completely melted. And then we're gonna get our teaspoon. And right here, this is a mix that I make up. And I will make a video on this because I do use it a lot and I talk about it a lot in all of my videos. In just a pretty small bowl, I've got 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, and if you do like things a little spicy, you could add about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then I just take a spoon and mix it up. And this is really versatile. You can use it on just about anything. I season beans when I'm making a pot of beans. This is great for chili. This is great for, you know, fish, chicken, just about anything, and we all love it. Okay, so I'm going to take our bowl of butter that's now melted. Okay, and I'm going to take about about maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon of the mixture. And I'm just going to get a little whisk. Give our noodles a little toss. All right, and I'm just going to whisk that up. Because it's got the onion powder and the garlic powder and the salt and the pepper, it's going to have a really good flavor. And once you have that all mixed up, you're just going to get a basting brush. And a griddle. I love my griddles because they come in handy for so many things. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get that to about 300. And then you're gonna take your basting brush and then you're gonna baste each side of the bread just until it's coated. You don't want it soggy. Okay, now we're just gonna flip those. And do the other side. And then you're just gonna cook these on the griddle until you have a perfect little garlic toast. Okay. Okay, now if you like your sauce a little bit thicker, you could add a small can of tomato sauce or tomato puree. Towards the end. And then just stir that around. And let it get hot. Once it's bubbling and hot, you're good and ready to serve. All right, we're gonna put the lid back on that and let it continue cooking, and then we'll be back. Okay, once your pasta is done, you're just gonna take it up, drain it. I like to use tongs because I really like to make sure my pasta is well drained. That way you don't get a watered down sauce. All right, and that's good. All right, so we're just gonna grab our plates. Damn it. Really? And then top with the sauce. There you go.